Hello, hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to another episode of Haunted Histories. Today we're talking about the Winchester Mystery House. There is a lot of history in this house. It is a sad tale. So without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's talk about it. Roll the intro. So, let's quickly jump into the history of the Winchester Mystery House. In the 1800s, a woman named Sarah marries William Winchester. Now, if the name Winchester is familiar to you, you might also be a fan of 1976 Chevy Impalas, Hunting in the Family Business, Angels, Demons, and Tuesdays. Or you could be familiar with the guns that the Winchesters are known for, and that is the family that Sarah married into. Now, Sarah had a tragic life. She spoke 4 languages, and she was 4'11". She was a very short woman, and nobody ever had a bad thing to say about Sarah. She was a very, very sweet woman up until the day that she died, according to many people that worked for her. Shortly after she had a daughter named Annie, her husband, William, also passes away. They passed away in a very short amount of time, and this really grief-stricken Sarah, to the point that she went to a medium to see what was going on and to try to contact her lost loved ones, apparently. And the psychic decided to tell Sarah that the spirits were with them, and that Sarah had to go out west, move all the way out west. She was living in Connecticut. Move out west, build a house, and never stop building. And that is exactly what Sarah does. She goes out west, she finds a plot of land with a little farmhouse on it. She buys the property, and she instantly starts working on this house, and she never actually stopped. Sarah would get into the occult herself, and after she had built this house, she had a seance room built into it, stairways that led to nowhere, the ceiling, doors that led outside. She had really bad arthritis, so she had even little stairways built for just her, so that way it was easier for her to go up the stairs with her bad knees, which is someone that also struggles with bad arthritis in her knees. I want stairs like this in more homes. Please. I don't care if it takes longer to get to a floor. I don't want my knees to hurt. You know what I mean? So, Sarah built all these different weird things in there, and she also had a growing obsession with the number 13. There are various rooms where there's like stained glass windows in it, and there are just 13 panels, or there are 13 panels of siding in a room, or 13 coat hooks hung up in the seance room, or a lot of spider webs in the number 13, which, when I first heard that, would anyone else think of Taylor Swift? Because Taylor Swift also has an obsession with the number 13. That's well known in the Swiftie fandom. I'm not as much as a Swiftie as I used to be, but with my knowledge of the fandom, that's what I thought of. I was like, is she related to Taylor Swift somehow because the number 13? It is said that nobody was allowed in the seance room besides Sarah herself. And nobody knows what she did in there, but it's believed that she was talking to the spirits that the medium had been speaking to, and they were instructing her how to build the house. She was in there every night at midnight for at least 2 hours a night. There was various deaths of construction workers on the property. After she had been building the house for quite a while, Sarah decided that maybe she could take a break from building, you know, having all these construction workers there, and see what would happen. And in 1906, there was a massive, massive earthquake, and it destroyed 3 whole floors of the then 7-level building. So this scared Sarah even more into the fact that she couldn't stop building or else bad things were going to happen to her. And it seems like she very much believed this, that like if she stopped building, something terrible would happen to her. Or someone that she cared about. So, construction would stop for maybe a couple weeks at a time, but she like never pressed it. Like she never pressed that again. At the age of 88, Sarah would pass away in the master bedroom of the Winchester house. And when she died, they went into her safe, and instead of expecting, you know, the usual jewels or bank documents or gold or anything like that, all they found in the master safe, which was hidden behind 3 different locked doors, including the safe itself, all that was in the safe was locks of hair belonging to William and Annie, her family, which, after building this gigantic, opulent, big, huge 160 bedroom house, it showed that all Sarah truly cared about wasn't gold or riches or money. It was family. It was the people that she had lost. And everyone said that she was a sweet woman, a good woman, a really good person to work for, and that she liked to help people even. So I think that's just really sad, is like she lost both of her family members in such a short amount of time, and she cared about them all through life. She never stopped wearing her mourning clothes. She never stopped wearing black because she was always mourning the people that she had lost. Like, that is so sad. And imagine like the torment of her being told by this psychic, telling her that the spirits are never gonna stop if you don't stop building. Like, you told that to a woman in grief? I don't know who this psychic or medium or whoever the hell she was, or whoever the hell they was, but like, why? She seemed like a really sweet lady. She seemed like a really sweet lady, and you go and tell this sweet woman this when she's grieving just because she's rich? Like, was this a take advantage of the rich kind of situation? I don't know. It's sad. It's sad to me. I couldn't imagine being haunted by like evil spirits for my whole life, or think that I am, and keep paying for a house to be built and all this other stuff. I feel bad for Sarah Winchester, guys. Now we're going to move on to the hauntings and the current paranormal activity going on at the Winchester house. The first thing that people experience while at the Winchester house is intrusive thoughts, which, if you don't know what an intrusive thought is like when you're in a car and you're just like, if you're driving down the road and you suddenly get this urge to just go into the ditch or ram into the car in front of you. That's an intrusive thought. Some people get the feeling to like, what if I just jump over this ledge or walk out of this door that leads to nowhere? I'm sure I'd be fine. That's an intrusive thought, and people have experienced this at the Winchester house. Number 2 is a lot of footsteps throughout the entire house. I would not want to hear footsteps from nobody. Sounds creepy. Number 3. There is an apparition of a man in the basement pushing a wheelbarrow. Nobody knows who he is. They assume that he's one of the construction workers. But his apparition is so clear sometimes when people are taking a tour. They will see him pushing the wheelbarrow down, and they'll think that he's an actor. That the Winchester house hired this guy to be in the basement pushing a wheelbarrow because it looks like an actual human being there. And these people will go upstairs and they'll be like, hey, we really like the wheelbarrow guy downstairs. That was a really great actor. Good job for hiring him. And they'll be like, don't know how to tell you this, but, we don't hire anyone to be in the basement with a wheelbarrow. That's a ghost, my guy. Number 4. There is actually reports of people smelling different things in all the rooms at different times. Like, you could walk into one room and smell chemicals, and you could walk into the other one and smell the one right next to the chemical smelling room and smell flowers. And then you could walk right back into the chemical room and that one might smell like flowers. I was watching one video, I don't remember who it was on YouTube, but they kept talking about how different the rooms smelled, and like one of them kept smelling pee in the witch's cap room, which is a room that is completely cone. It is completely cone shaped, and in one specific point, if you say something, it echoes. That's what they call the witch's hat. And they were in the witch's hat, and they said that it smelled like pee, and then they walked into another room, and it smelled like something else, and then they walked back into the other room and they couldn't smell it anymore. I was like, now that's just weird to me. I mean, I understand like walking in the mall and smelling different perfumes and stuff like that, because people, one, like to wear a lot of perfume to the mall, if not getting sprayed on entry to the mall. I don't know if they still do that at some malls, but sometimes the Mary Kay ladies will still stand by the door at my local mall and still want to be like, you want to be you want to try the new Marc Jacobs Daisy? You want to get sprayed? I mean, I understand, but like if I was smelling that in my house and I had nothing that smelled like what I was smelling and I knew I didn't. Nope. Various orbs have been caught. A whole host of different paranormal hunting equipment has worked in the Winchester house. I seen one EMF meter was going absolutely insane on Sarah Winchester's bed where she died. So if you go ghost hunting, they do allow it. So maybe bring an EMF along to Sarah's room, because that was weird. That was incredible EMF activity. I forgot who it was, but they got some incredible EMF activity, and it was wild. So, yeah, maybe try an EMF. People have also experienced hearing a little girl running around and giggling, and just like on spirit boxes or stuff, they get a little girl coming through. They don't really know who she is. They assume that maybe she is Sarah Winchester's daughter, because according to a lot of professionals in this field, a lot of child or infant spirits don't ever really show up to mediums as the infant. They show up as a different aged version. So some people believe that maybe Annie and her mother, which Sarah Winchester is, you know, known to be in the house, they assume that maybe Annie's spirit is there as well, as she was with her mother her whole life. So they're together again. So if that's true, that is actually kind of sweet. I mean, they're together. They're finally together. And that's sweet to me. We like seeing happy endings, but that's also kind of macabre. But so is the ending of the original Hocus Pocus. I mean, Zachary Binks dies, but he's able to be with his sister, and it's a sweet ending. Same thing here. And that's all that we have about the Winchester Mystery House. Now, what are my thoughts about it? I think I would go here. I think that it looks really interesting. Not only that, but Winchester was part of the inspiration for one of my favorite horror movies of all time, which is Rose Red, which is Stephen King's Rose Red. So anything that had some kind of inspiration on Rose Red, of course I'm going to want to go see. Like, of course. And it doesn't seem like there's no creeper running around like Waverly, so I don't have to worry about something grabbing and touching me. I think I would go to the Winchester house. They do hold a Halloween event every year, and I think I'd go here. Hey, have you guys had any experiences at the Winchester house? Some people were sharing a lot of their experiences with me from Waverly when I made the Waverly video. And it was so cool. Like, a lot of things were really spooky, of course, because this is Haunted Histories. Spooks.
Are you spooked yet?
People were sharing their experiences with me about Waverly, and that was so cool. So if you guys have had any experiences at the Winchester Mystery House, please let me know. I love hearing your stories. Also, if you guys want me to, We can actually make a branched video series off of this, and like I share your scary stories that you tell me in the comments from this series. I could tell your scary stories. If that's a series you guys would want, let me know. Please. Also, if you guys have any sort of haunted location you guys want me to look at and talk about, also let me know. I am really enjoying doing this series because I love talking about history and the paranormal and all this kind of stuff that I'm really interested in. So, maybe if you guys want this series to stick around year long and not just during Halloween, please let me know. I would totally do it. At least once a week I would post Haunted Histories. So, let me know all of that. Let me know your thoughts about this video. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes, press all the buttons, do all the things. It does help my channel and you can always change your mind. I don't just talk about this kind of stuff also. I also talk about books, movies, TV shows, anime, anything that I find interesting, it goes on the channel. That's why the name is The Random Show. It's random for a reason. So, if you look around, I'm sure you'll find something you like. That's what I got for you guys. I love you all so, so much, and I hope you have the best day. Bye.